Calling the meeting to order. We have been in session since 4:30 this evening, and I do not think we are reporting out of closed session. May I have a motion for adoption of the agenda?
So moved. Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The Pledge of Allegiance. Amber Lopez, would you come and lead us?
Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to come forward for board recognition. Okay, we are going to be recognizing several middle and high school students who are receiving recognition for being selected to prestigious music groups in California and Southern California. The All Southern California and All State Bands and Orchestra are made up of the finest school musicians from San Diego to San Luis Obispo. Students undergo rigorous auditions, which include a prepared piece of music, scales, and sight reading. Through the Southern California Band and Orchestra Association, California Band Directors Association, and the California Orchestra Directors Association. Will the following middle students from Orchard Hill Schools please come up? These are the students and the instruments they play. They are in the All Southern California Middle School Honor Band. 7th grade, Elias Kim, clarinet. 8th grade, please come forward if you're here. 8th grade, June Lee, clarinet. And Hee-Jun Park, clarinet, and Jessica Zhang, flute. Zhang. Elias Kim, June Lee, and Hee-Jun Park were also selected to the All-State Middle School Honor Band. If you just stay up here for a minute, we also have the All Southern California Middle School Honor String Orchestra. 7th grade, Justin Heo, violin, and Weevy Law, violin. 8th grade, Echo Tang, cello. All Southern California Middle School Honor Full Orchestra. 7th grade, Morgan Lee, violin. Rachel Park, violin. 8th grade, Keshav Sandra Sekar, violin. Jun Ho Wang, violin. Jake Lee, cello. Amy Liang, cello. And Mabel Tang, violin. Is that cello? Cello? Okay. Congratulations. Mr. Thompson and Mr. Fisher, our band and orchestra directors, will you please come forward? June. these two, too. The following stu-
Oh, we don't have Doug students up here yet. I don't mind. Doug's a friend. Yes.
Big group. Congratulations. Jim, you want to take these for the kids who weren't here?
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys.
It's quite a group from Orchard Hills School. Now, we also have students from Pioneer Middle Schools, and these are, I'm going to name the students and the instruments they play and the ensembles that they were selected for. The All Southern California Middle School Honor Full Orchestra. Kaya Lee, 6th grade cello, and Christian Kim, 7th grade cello. Are they here? Danielle Lee, 8th grade cello. Okay.
Danielle?
Is she here? Kyle? Kyle? And
Paparazzi left.
That's it.
okay.
One more.
Oh, there she goes. There she goes.
School Twitter.
The following students are from Beckman High School, and these are, I will say, the instruments they play and the ensembles they were selected for. The All Southern California High School Honor Orchestra. Freshman Clara Beck, cello. Dana Chen, violin. Eric Chen, violin. Haley Hahn, cello. Erica Lee, cello. Joanne Sung, cello. Isaac Wu, violin. Sophomores, Ellen Huang, violin, and Katie McNamara, bass. Juniors, Emily Jin, violin, and Kevin Sao, cello. Okay, and with the All-State High School Honor Orchestra, freshmen Annie Hyung, cello, Ashley Park, violin. Sophomores Jennifer Park, violin. Erica Shin, violin. Juniors Subin Park, viola, and Kevin So, viola. The All-State Band and Orchestra students will perform in a concert at the California All-State Music Educators Conference, February 19th to 22nd in Fresno. Orchard Hills School Music Director James Thompson and Pioneer Middle School Music Director Doug Fisher and Beckman High School Music Director Jim Coleus are to be commended for their work with these outstanding students and music programs at their schools.
I definitely give you the ones for the kids who aren't here, so you can take them back. The additional certificate. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to all our young musicians. We'd like to call forward Lori Abalov and Bob Machado of the Tustin Public Foundation. Would you like to come up here? Or?
I'm Bob Machado from the Tustin Public Schools Foundation. I'm treasurer, and Lori's on the board, and I'm chair of the grants committee. On behalf of the Tustin Public Schools Foundation, I'm going to pleased to present a check for $30,474. The donation includes 23 grants to 14 Tustin Unified Schools. Lori and I are both on the committee and have enjoyed reviewing the proposals. These grants fund requests for classroom libraries, professional development, a vertical garden wall, a 3D printer, robot supplies, an art gallery, and more. We'd like to thank the teachers and administrators that have participated in this program. We will continue to awarding grants and will return later in the school year with additional donations. So let's present the check.
Thank you on behalf of Tustin Unified students.
This is on. I'd like to also mention that the Tustin Public Schools Foundation will be holding its second annual golf tournament in the Tustin Ranch Golf Club on April 23rd, 2015, and we need foursomes as well as auction gifts. So if you know of any auction gifts you'd like to donate, or you have a foursome playing golf, please sign up on the website. Thank you.
Just want to say that the golf tournament is a lot of fun, and if you don't play golf, you can still just go for dinner. And it's okay. Dr. Franklin, do you have a report for us? Oh, we will take a break right after student reports to let everyone out who doesn't want to stay through the whole meeting.
Good evening, Mrs. Cinto, members of the board, staff, and visitors. Thanks for coming tonight. Congratulations to our students. I think people, because they're not as familiar with the world of music and instrumental, don't realize that the kids who are just up here are sort of like our version of all CIF, right? It's really an accomplishment to be playing with the groups that our students were appointed to. So very proud of them. Tonight I want to bring to the board's attention and the public's attention that we will be hosting in Tustin Unified School District, in conjunction with TPSF, our wonderful partners, a Connect Institute. And I think many of our staff and board members are familiar with the fact that because of the TUSD Connect initiative and rolling out all of the technology that students and staff have been using and working very diligently to change instruction to incorporate those tools, we have a lot of districts who are approaching us and asking if they can come and visit and get an idea of how we're doing those things. And so as a result of those requests, we've actually put together a little 2.5-day institute. And so there's a registration fee, there will be some sponsors. Tustin Public Schools Foundation has rented the Marriott for us in Irvine. There will be school visits to see how our teachers and students are using the technology in classrooms. And right now, latest I heard from Carol, just on the way up here, is we have about 160 attendees registered, and that's board members, superintendents, principals, teachers, assistant superintendents. It's a very wide array of people. Those 160 attendees represent about 40 school districts throughout Southern California, all the way from Barstow and the desert, all the way north up to Santa Barbara. So it's a pretty good draw. That will be on February 25th through the 27th, and so breakout sessions about how we're doing different kinds of work will take place, as well as school visits, and we're looking forward to hosting Southern California and Tustin Unified Schools. That's my report for the evening.
Okay. On to our student board representatives, and we're going to go backwards this time and start with Tustin High School. Hunad Musu, please come forward.
Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, district staff, and members of the audience. Tonight, it is my pleasure to present the student report for Tustin High School. Tustin High students and staff have been very busy over the past few weeks. We had our winter formal at Soka University on Saturday, January 31st, under the theme of a starry night, in which formal king Tyler Ryan and Queen Kenzie Hickman were crowned. We had a wonderful turnout from our student body, and it was an eventful night for all. This past week, many of our students engaged in the Get Fired Up campaign, led by ASB in conjunction with the American Heart Association, to promote a healthy lifestyle, which consisted of various activities throughout the week. On Monday, ASB handed out water bottles to the entire student body as a reminder of the importance of hydration. On Tuesday, healthy snacks were passed out to promote the necessity of good food in a healthy diet. Wednesday was Wear Your Workout Clothing Day as a reminder of the importance of exercising to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And Thursday was designated Pajama Day to encourage students to sleep at least 8 hours a day because of the benefits that it provides. And Friday, students wore special shirts that they purchased in support of the American Heart Association, and all proceeds for purchasing the shirts went to this organization. Recently, students from T-Tech's Engineering Academy finished a pilot electric guitar building program. Yes, high school students made their own real playable electric guitars. This 8-week program was performed with the help of the STEM Guitars project sponsored by the National Science Foundation. This past weekend, the Boy Scouts of America and the American Legion 227 hosted a salute to our veterans at the Tustin Air Base hangars, where Tustin Choir performed patriotic songs to honor the veterans. It was a highly attended event by the Tustin community. In Taylor Athletics, our boys basketball program holds the first place spot in league and is currently ranked 6th in Orange County. We are looking forward to seeing their success in CIF, and we anticipate similar success from our many other winter sports teams that are currently poised to compete in CIF. This past Tuesday, our wrestling program had their last league home game, in which they hosted senior night, where these wrestlers were honored for their commitment and dedication to the program. And on Saturday, Tustin High hosted the girls CIF finals for wrestling. The team placed 5th out of more than 40 schools, and seniors Jasmine Cordero and Valeria Moreno took first place at their weight classes to become our first ever girls champs. Junior Paloma Lopez placed 4th, freshman Jackie Lopez placed 7th, and junior Marilla Madrigal placed 8th, each qualifying for the regional tournament next week. If they place top 8 there, the girls will be headed to the state championships. Upcoming events at Tustin include our first blood drive of the 2015 year, which will be this Wednesday on February 11th. And our Model United Nations students once again will be suiting up and competing at the Laguna Hills MUN Conference in 2 weeks on Saturday, February 21st. This completes my report for Tustin High. Thank you. Go Tillers.
Thank you, Hanad. Next is Amber Lopez from Hillview High School.
Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, district staff, and members of the audience. Congratulations to Mr. Greg Jennings, who has been selected as Hillview's Teacher of the Year. Mr. Jennings teaches geometry and weightlifting 2 weeks ago, the Hillview students were fortunate to be a part of the People of Success Assembly. 4 highly successful community members shared their stories and provided advice for how to be successful in the real world. Mr. O'D would like to thank Dr. Chuck Lewis, who did an amazing job speaking. Thank you. On February 17th, approximately 20 Hillview seniors will start their first academic counseling for college. Not only will students earn college credit, they will also be continuing student for next year. Thanks to school counselor Nubia Barcelo for coordinating the IBC class. Hillview was honored to have 10 district staff, classified staff visit Hillview and stay out for Student of the Month luncheon. This Thursday will be a great day at Hillview as we are hosting 30 Curie students with special needs. The Curie students will be paired up with another Hillview student and to participate in sporting activities, face painting, and art activities. That is all for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. And from Foothill High School, Kashani Hathatuwagama.
Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, district staff, and members of the audience. It is my pleasure tonight to present to you the Foothill High School report for the month of February. The achievements of our student athletes definitely stood out this month. The cheer team returned from national competitions in Dallas happy with their results. Our varsity dance team won their tournaments this weekend, February 7th through the 8th. Girls soccer remains undefeated in league and have their senior night tonight, probably like right now, before their game at 7 at Northrop Stadium. Boys soccer continues to charge through their season with an overall record of only 1 loss. Girls basketball is having a great year also, losing only to the county's second best team, Brea. Girls water polo is ranked 2nd in Orange County this year. Our boys basketball team is also undefeated in league, fueling hundreds of cheering fans every game who turn out to watch for our enormous student section. Last Friday was especially exciting to watch when the boys beat Canyon in a 73-57 victory. The talent some of our students show in sports has begun to translate to their college lives. On February 4th, we recognized 24 college-bound athletes on National Signing Day. We are immensely proud of our stellar knights, bound for colleges such as LMU, Cal Poly SLO, Denver University, University of Oregon, University of Maryland, Colorado College, UC's San Diego, Irvine, and Berkeley, Pepperdine, and Cornell, to name a few. 5 of our senior water polo girls, 3 softball players, 3 lacrosse players, 3 girls soccer players, 2 volleyball players, a swimmer, a girls lacrosse player, a jumper, a baseball player, and 1 girls basketball player, all signed. At lunch, we celebrated their success with cake and balloons, the color of each of the schools they will play for this fall. Besides our winter sports, we are proud of our up-and-coming tech club on campus, known as the HACT team, for starting their help center. HACT stands for the Helpful Ambitious Computer Team, who devote their breaks and lunches to running Foothill's own Genius Bar in the library. They provide both students and teachers with student-run help and hope to set up a tech school website for teachers while continuing to explain basic troubleshooting techniques to students. This month, our Knights are also devoting time to helping those in need. Pennies for Patients began February 2nd and will go on until February 27th, collecting students' spare change to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. On February 6th, a new program to help students kicked off, called Knights in Progress. The program is intended to reach at-risk students early in their high school careers. The students had a tailgate before the game and met their elder student mentors for the first time. The kickoff was a huge success, and further events are in the works for the budding program. Also on February 6th, ASB hosted a pajama jam, where the students dressed up in the event center and danced after the basketball game against Canyon, clad in their favorite pajamas. Hundreds of students turned out to jam out to the music for a very good night. Our students are looking forward to choir's winter concert, February 17th. All of Foothill's choirs have worked hard to practice and perfect new songs for this performance. And also coming up this month, Advanced Theater Arts hosts Nights of Originals. Nights of Originals is a series of student-run, student-created skits that any Foothill Knight can present and try out for. From February 26th to the 28th, our talented comedians and actors will definitely fill the Little Theater with uncontrollable laughter. Additionally, the ASB general elections will begin its candidate application process at the end of this month, already paving the way to plans for a busy Foothill next year. This concludes my high school report for February. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kashani. And from Tustin High School, Bianca La Cavera. Beckman High School. Jeez.
Tustin High School,
My apologies.
No problem. All right. Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, district staff, and members of the audience. It is my pleasure tonight to present to you Beckman High School's monthly report. Since the second semester began, Beckman students have seemingly recovered from finals and are ready to take on the busy month of February. For Beckman seniors like myself, second semester entails finding a balance between fun and academics. Luckily, our senior board has created events that combine the two, such as senior movie night, which we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a good movie. It's a classic. So this past weekend, the students officially kicked off the new semester with the New York new formal dance and basketball game. At the game Friday night against Irvine, the Beckmaniacs arrived in their pajamas and held off celebrating till the 10th point. And at halftime, class councils performed dance routines to precede the crowning of Winter Formal King, Noah McMillan. The Queen, Tiffany Lay, was later crowned at the dance Saturday night, which was attended by nearly 500 Beckman students. To add to the hype of last weekend, on Friday, Beckman held a poetry slam featuring its most talented, eloquent, and creative students. Beckman's creativity has also been displayed through the weekly BTV broadcasts. The student writers consistently produce original humor that has been much appreciated by everyone at school. The new semester marks the end of winter sports, but many of our teams are looking forward to postseason CIF games. Boys basketball had a memorable season, which included a new school record of 102 points against University High. On National Signing Day last Wednesday, Noah Texter made Beckman proud as he signed to play soccer at University of California, Berkeley. And even through all this excitement, the athletic department and varsity club have taken time to give back by holding a school-wide shoe drive. The shoes will be collected and donated to the needy in our community. Beckman's philanthropy also includes students helping out one another. Last week, autistic students took a field trip to Crystal Cove and were joined by the oceanography class, who helped them learn about marine life. And at school, technologically advanced students have started Beckman's first tech team. The team dedicates their break and tutorial times towards holding tech tutorials and helping students with their specific tech problems. Meanwhile, Beckman's robotic team has been preparing for the Rancho Mirage's first robotics competition and for UCI's rescue robotics competition. There, teams will build robots and display their abilities in rescue simulations. February also proves to be a busy month for 2015-2016 preparation. This week, students will attend grade-level meetings to prepare for second semester and next school year. And meanwhile, counselors are holding counselors' coffee every morning in which parents are welcome to come in and have their questions answered. This concludes my monthly report for Beckman High School. Thank you for your time, and go Patriots.
Thank you, Bianca. And our student board member report, Amanda Wynn.
Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, district staff, and members of the audience. Tonight, it is my pleasure to present the patriotic activities that are occurring at schools in the Tustin Unified School District. As a district, school will not be in session this Friday the 13th or the following Monday the 16th, as all students, administrators, staff, and faculty commemorate the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. In honor of these great men's birthdays, students throughout the month will be recognizing them and those in our nation, both past and present, whom have contributed to making America what it is today. Schools are holding special flag-raising ceremonies in which students sing patriotic anthems and students are encouraged to wear red, white, and blue. At the elementary school level, TUSD schools are teaming up with the Balfour Beatty Construction and the City of Irvine's 211 Marine Adoption Committee as part of their Valentines for Heroes campaign. First graders are creating valentines and addressing them to our American hero, along with messages of appreciation thanking them for their service to our country. Many other elementary schools are joining in on the patriotic activity by incorporating technology into their lessons in the classroom in order to learn more about Presidents Lincoln and Washington. Patriotic performances seem to be another popular activity going on this month, seeing that Tustin Ranch, Red Hill, and Ladera Elementary are all celebrating this month with festivities filled with patriotic song. At the middle school level, Pioneer students in Miss Dearborn's 8th grade class have just concluded their lesson in the Constitution, and as an assignment, each student has written a letter to the President, addressed to the White House, in the hopes that President Obama himself will respond to the students' well-thought-out letters regarding current events. Lastly, at the high school level, the Tustin High School Chorale performed in the city of Tustin's very own hangar base as a tribute to our veterans. The veterans expressed their thanks for the great salute. The students also learned of the historical significance and the incredible undertaking of the construction process in the hangars. The performance ended with an American salute to the armed forces, including the hymns of the Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and the Marine Corps. Throughout the Tustin Unified School District, students are learning about the rich heritage of the United States and making February a very patriotic month. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all next month.
Thank you, Amanda. We will take a short break to allow our students to exit, and anyone else in the audience who is here for recognition, you're always welcome to stay, but do we have any staff
We should have a sergeant
response
at
to
arms
public
so
comments?
that the chair doesn't have to do that. See, we should
I
have
could
a
just
sergeant at
start the
arms.
meeting? Okay. Oh, you mean,
Yeah, I'll tell you later what the sergeant at arms does in New
okay.
York.
do we have any staff response to public comments?
Not this evening.
Okay, so next, I think,
Right.
Mrs. Nielsen, our K-8 online update.
Yes, as the board will recall, earlier this year, we set forth a plan of doing some exploration on an option for a K-8 online school. And tonight we have a brief presentation to update you on our progress. The first, so we'd like to talk to you about three things today, that three goals we have regarding our presentation tonight. First, we want to update the board on our progress. Second, we'd love to get any input you have on the naming of this school or project. And then we'd like to outline some next steps from this point forward. So just by way of reminder, I wanted to put the two names that we have talked to quite a large group of TOSAs and DLCs and people in the district to narrow our choices down. And we would like to decide on one of these two tonight, but not right now. We're going to come back to this slide at the end of the presentation for discussion. And at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Dustin O'Malley. Dustin O'Malley, if you will recall, is the assistant principal of alternative programs. He's at Hillview and works with Tim very closely and has done a lot of the research and heavy lifting on this project. Dustin.
Great. All right, thank you, and thanks for having me here. So, since this is a new thing for the district, we spent a lot of time researching programs and to see what's really working out there across Orange County and California. So part of that is we've, a team of us visited an online K-8 school in South County that's been around for about 8 years, so we saw how they ran their school. We've also attended a couple of different conferences, talked about online learning, as well as independent studies. So from there, we were able to network and talk to people who are running programs and to see, what are really the best practices for an online K-8 school. So that's been extremely helpful. And from that information, we've been able to plan our model. How are we going to run it in Tustin Unified? So I think we have a really solid plan of how we'll operate that will meet the needs of our community and our students. So, and part of that too, a big piece is like the curriculum. So we've looked at different options from project-based to online curriculum to make sure that we can customize it, but make sure it's rigorous and it meets the same level of standards that are at all of our schools. So we've been working on that, and I think we have a really good foundation to start with. So, and then we also have worked on the location. So being a part of alternative education, it's going to be housed at Heritage School. We have a part of the school that has capacity, so that I believe is our current plan to go forward with that. And we're also still kind of hoping to finalize the name at this point. So now that we have that, the next steps, we believe if we build it, they'll come, and so we want to let them know that it's being built. So our next steps are to start getting the word out in the community, so families not only in Tustin, but really around Orange County are aware of the school we're planning to open up in the fall. So we're working on creating a website right now. We want to inform all of our staff members in TUSD through updates. I'll work with Mark Elliott to make sure we promote it well in local newspapers, as well as the key is working with our K-8 principals so they can notify the community members at their school. So folks that have interest in the program can come and meet with us and learn more about it. So once we have the people who are interested, the final next steps are we're going to start hosting information meetings in the coming months. So parents who are interested can come learn about the program, ask questions, and then start the enrollment process for those who want to enroll. And then in the coming months, we're also going to hire some highly qualified staff in Tustin. We're looking to get some really talented teachers to run this program for us to be our instructors. And then finally in the summer, as we get those pieces together, we're just going to finalize and spend a few weeks in the summer to just put together all the final pieces, make sure we're ready to go so our doors can open at the end of August and beginning of September.
So we wanted to, again, bring these names in front of you and see if there's any comment on that or entertain any questions you might have on the progress so far.
Anyone have any questions?
I don't have any questions. Just a quick comment. I like the first one.
Okay.
I think it sounds solid. I think virtual is still kind of out there a little bit, although we have virtual enterprise with Coastline ROP.
Right.
I just think it's Tustin Connect Academy is more clear to me.
I agree. No, I like Tustin Connect. We already have that word up, and we got it also it's part of the imprimatur of the district, and it reflects the goodwill of our high tech efforts in the district. So I think we should keep Connect in the terminology.
What I have a question. What words are used by, like the Stanford University? What word connotes an online?
We looked.
Is there not a single word?
Yeah, we actually looked at quite a bit of that, and virtual seemed to be was virtual the word that they said is out there a lot, but for some of the impressions that you have, they said maybe it doesn't hold as strong of a connotation. I don't know. Do you have anything to add,
my only
Dustin?
concern with the Connect is that people wouldn't understand what it was. That you will have to then qualify it, because I don't know what that means. I mean, because Connect could. I mean, we're all really familiar with it because
We use it a
we're
lot.
on the inside and we're sort of. But to an average person, what does that mean? Touchy-feely? I don't. And so I would be worried that people wouldn't understand what it was, and you'd have to. So I don't know. That's why I just asked what word is commonly connotes that you've got an online, and you're not using the word online, which is interesting.
Right. Did you have anything to add, Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, those are great points. Yeah, we've looked at a lot of schools just have a school name like, blank, ACE Academy, and it could be an independent study online. Some use the word online or virtual. So it's really just a mix. I mean, some folks think virtual online, that term could be negative for some people. Like, is it all online? Is it not the same level of quality? So really, it's one of those things that people are going to have different views on that. But we've looked at a lot of different schools, and a lot of them don't even use the word online or virtual in the actual name.
Have you tried, focus grouping it even online to see what, I know that you can test names online to get feedback from different demographics and things, and it costs very little.
Yeah, I mean, we've kept it kind of within, we've done some focus groups within our district and did some surveys, and with, about 10, 15 different names. So that's
These two
those two were the top ones.
mean, they're both great names. It's just a question of which would be more effective. And
I think too, one thing to consider too is, I mean, the fact that it's independent study. In some cases, for the younger grades, they may not be all online. They'll be doing independent study like they are at Sycamore. So it might not always be in front of an iPad or a device. You might have a blend of, project-based learning, reading actual novels and doing other things as well. So that's where it's not necessarily all online curriculum, but we will use quite a bit of that.
so that's would lead you to want to use the word connect because it's
Yeah, I think both names would work out, fine. But
The other thing we talked a lot about and tried to capture was that this really, as an independent study, is a different way to connect kids to school. We don't really think we're going to pull kids from our basic regular elementary schools, but students that are not able to attend for one reason or another, that are on the fringe right now, we think we can connect them to the educational process and to Tustin through this program. So,
do you think you'd be competing with the county program, that county homeschool program, or
the CHEP program, we hope so. That's the plan.
okay? Does anyone else have any?
Thank you. All right. The other topic we wanted to bring you up to date on is one of the AB 86 grants that's in operation in the county, and there are a couple of different ones, but this is one that Dr. Grant Litvin has been very involved with the county Department of Education, and he is on their strategic planning and leadership committee for writing this grant. So we'll turn it over to Grant.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board and cabinet. It is a pleasure to be here tonight and get to talk about the Orange County Career Pathway Partnership. As you're well aware, we've made tremendous strides in CTE over the past few years in TUSD and throughout Orange County, and this Orange County Career Pathway Partnership is a big reason for that. Some of the major goals that go with the Orange County Career Pathway Partnership, it's a huge acronym, so OCCPP. We're going to try to expand and enhance ICT, so information communication technology and engineering manufacturing pathways. Increasing articulation opportunities, so in other words, take a high school class and get college credit for it. And then connect students as much as possible with real world, real life learning opportunities so they know exactly they're learning the skills that they're going to actually use in work in a very work-like fashion. And then finally, coordinating efforts between business leaders, the Workforce Investment Board of Orange County, K-12 school districts throughout Orange County, and then higher education from UCI to all of our local community colleges. If you really notice these 4 bullets, when I was up here presenting on our pathway program over the last couple of years, the development that you guys have kind of ushered in, that pathway program aligns exactly with these goals. So that's perfect, and we were already on this path when the state put up a lot of money, and then a consortium from Orange County came together, the OCCPP, applied for the funding and was awarded that funding last year. So that funding looks like this. For Orange County Career Pathway Partnership, we received $15 million. That's a large organization. So once it's divided, the total take for TUSD of that funding over the next 5 years is $498,000 for those 4 specific goals in those 2 specific areas, ICT and engineering. On top of that $498,000, this is kind of an announcement. Last Tuesday, we found out that we were awarded an additional $50,000 for those identical goals. Only Saddleback, Irvine, and Tustin Unified were awarded that money because we are already so far down that path. So they liked that, and we were rewarded. Additional OCCPP benefits. So these are the things that are kind of behind the scenes and not obvious. Written into the total $15 million grant are some some things that would definitely be on notice if you're just looking for money. The Project Lead the Way is one of the best trainings that you can provide for engineering and CTE in the entire country. We have about 43 teachers who have, we do have 43 teachers who have already been trained, and over 23 that are signed up to be trained this year. So if we continued on over the next 5 years at the rate of training that we are right now, we would spend about $345,000 on training. Because we're members of this OCCPP, it's free. So we made another $345,000 by being a member of this consortium. And then just the articulation, the days that it would take and the coordinated effort that it would take to get these college classes vertically articulated with high schools, about 7,200. And then just like the TUSD Trust Pathways 2 grant, we qualify for mini supplemental grants because we're a part of the winning organization already. So we don't know how much money that's going to lead to and what opportunities that's going to lead to, but we know that the real funding for this for TUSD is someplace in the $900,000 range over the next 5 years. So it's very good news. A lot of people excited about it. Pathway advancement. The things that have already happened in CTE over the last few years are pretty incredible. To just name a few, if you look at some of the efforts that are being made out there with Ed Hernandez at the T-Tech Academy, Jeff Farr at the FEAT Academy at Foothill, it goes down into TPSF helping us out with robotics, and now there's a solid robotics foundation at all of our middle schools and all of our high schools. Chris Perdue at Beckman starting the Southern California Film Festival. And then you can see some of the promotion that we're doing all the way down into the middle schools now with the help of our graphic design programs. The poster in the center is an example of what Gigi Manning's kids have come up with at Beckman. And each of the schools are putting these sort of things together, these posters, so that we can promote all the way down into the middle schools as registration time comes, that you can be decorated at graduation, and why don't you start thinking about this pathway, because these successful kids have done this and it's led to Berkeley or UCLA or these tremendous opportunities in the workforce. So we're starting to build that feeling of belonging as a pathway of something that kids should be thinking about all the way down into 7th and 8th grade. These are examples of the TUSD CTE pathways that are already in place or starting to be developed right now. These are all very applied things, all things that would fit into, in some way, shape, or form, the OCCPP funding. So you see a lot of ICT, you see a lot of engineering manufacturing, and then the next wave, very clear need and something that TUSD is set up to do really, really well, software engineering, robotics, and computer science. So just an exciting time to be in Tustin Unified. The great thing is we were already started down this road, and now this money just solidifies our ability to do exceptional work and give our teachers the tools they need to take it to the next level. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That sounds very exciting. Any questions?
Just a comment, Grant, I want to thank you and Kathy, your department. I know Grant is our steering committee member on Coastline ROP as well, and this topic has come up. Coastline ROP is part of the consortium in this group, and there has just been a tremendous amount of work that's gone into the planning, the securing of the funds. This is no small feat. And I want to thank you for what you've done for our district, because $900,000 it's just amazing. And you couple that with where we already are and our technology, bond that was passed. We're just racing to getting kids ready for exciting things in their life. And it is a very exciting time to be in Tustin Unified and to be a board member. And I just want to thank you and acknowledge everything you've done to bring this to us, and Grant, all the hard work you did on the committee. I know you served on the committee as well, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have a TUSD Connect?
Yes, our bright spots. Our bright spots tonight, while Maggie and Mindy are getting set up, I wanted to just kind of preface we've asked them to share about last April, we got a little bit of a surprise letter from the federal government giving us some funding for anything we want for PI schools, and we quickly knew exactly what to do with that money and have and hired 5 instructional coaches that are located at the sites. And I've asked Maggie to share, and she's invited Mindy Smith, who is one of these instructional coaches, and I'll let her introduce the whole team. But I've asked them to come and share some of their work. We've been seeing already, just in this first half of the year, exciting movement and change at the schools that have had instructional coaches. So I'll turn it over to Maggie Villegas.
Good evening, President Cinto, members of the board, Superintendent Franklin, and members of Cabinet. We are excited to be featuring our elementary instructional coaching model tonight as tonight's bright spot. This is an exciting new approach to supporting our elementary teachers in the classroom as they implement balanced literacy. We currently have 3 elementary coaches that are impacting 7 of our sites, and the coaches divide their time up between their sites to provide different coaching models, again, to support balanced literacy. They might be working with individual teachers, grade level teams, study groups, or they might be providing PD to the entire staff. We're seeing that most importantly, they're providing their instructional expertise, their inspiration, and just a lot of ongoing support that's making a huge difference. So tonight we invited Mindy Smith, who is an instructional coach that is working both at Thorman and Nelson this year, and Carrie Smaker, who's a veteran teacher at Nelson Elementary, to share the experience that they're having.
Good evening. By far, my favorite part of the day is spending time in the classrooms, and I've had the privilege of demonstrating components of balanced literacy in 20 classrooms over between my 2 schools. And teachers are visual learners too, so seeing a demonstration lesson with their students provides that connection between what's learned in professional development and its implementation. My interactions in the classroom enabled me to introduce resources and refine systems and practices school-wide. I have grown from the interactions with teachers and in my capacity to coach. Consequently, I've become a conduit for sharing our collective knowledge. A key to successful implementation of any new approach is the availability of resources and materials. At the beginning of the school year, that meant creating assessment kits, purchasing and organizing books for running records. And in order to give teachers access to these resources when they are ready for them, I created a haiku page. And we also had an opportunity to have parent volunteers and the assistants from the Tustin Assistance League to help establish a book room. So we spent a lot of time sorting and labeling existing materials without any additional cost to afford teachers the ability to access books at every level and every genre. John Wooden's quote sums up the importance of coaching in my mind. It enables me to differentiate the levels of support based on the interests and needs of each teacher. Meeting with teachers on a weekly basis has established the consistency of support that yields that greater commitment to growth and change. The coaching cycle consists of meeting with teachers outside of the instructional day as well as in class. And the frequency of these meetings helps me to refine practices in manageable increments and really share my thinking when I am making instructional decisions. Professional development is another way coaches support school-wide change. Through monthly staff development, I'm able to tailor the needs to each of my staffs. My principals and I discuss the topics that will make the most significant impact on each of the school's needs. Optional JOT sessions in collaboration with the DLCs, our digital learning coaches, offer more in-depth specific training, as do district-wide workshops. Monthly collaboration meetings provide much-needed opportunities to connect with other TOSAs and instructional coaches to share ideas and strategies. And lastly, in September, the TOSAs and instructional coaches collaborated to write a COTSEN alumni strategic opportunity grant, and 31 teachers representing kindergarten through 5th grade, including RSP and SDC classes, chose to participate in an action research study tracking the student achievement in 9 of each of their students over the school year. This grant provides balanced literacy training in addition to what the district has already provided, a book club opportunity, and 2 full-day observations. The photos before you are actually from those observation days, and they show TUSD classrooms, TUSD teachers who have graciously shared their progress in implementing and acquiring best practices. As an observer, we watch classroom teachers demonstrate a variety of components, including whole group work and individual conferring. And at the end of the day, we get an opportunity to debrief, and that's valuable. At this time, I'd like to introduce Carrie Smaker. I've had the pleasure of working with her as a colleague and a fellow. Here's Carrie.
Good evening. I want to start by saying that I am a 19-year veteran teacher, all in Tustin Unified School District. I have my master's in reading. I have a reading specialist credential. I have lots of professional development under my belt, but nothing has been so powerful as this coaching experience. I had my first coaching experience with the DLC last year. Didn't know what I was getting into, but thought I would go for it, and grew in leaps and bounds. And so when I heard that we were going to have balanced literacy coaches, sign me up. And I feel so blessed because my quality and content of my instruction has grown at a much more rapid rate, having that real live human being in my room to reflect and to discuss effective teaching practices, to have her model something that maybe I've read, I've heard about, show me how it works, to see that life mentor, that life expert with my students, knowing and seeing how it's effective has been very, very beneficial for me, and I thank you for providing that to us. We as educators are learners, and we want to learn, and we want to be our best, and there's nothing better than having that expert there to guide me along the way. She helps me take that abstract thinking of inferring and synthesizing, and she helps me make it concrete for my first graders. It's a hard skill. She provides me with planning. She helps model lessons if I need some more assistant in that. And she provides me with that instant feedback, which is super powerful as educators and learners. She has a wealth of resources. As a result, I am now reading more professional books because she's, pointed me in this direction and that direction. Collaborating with Mindy both validates and accelerates my pace of my learning. It ensures that I am doing more effective teaching practices for my students, and as a result, my student achievement is at a greater pace, I feel, as I've seen in the last 18 years. My students are truly motivated, engaged, and excited about reading, and that really is because I'm growing because of my partnership with Mindy. As a school-wide, like I said, I've been at Nelson for 19 years, so I've seen a lot of change, and I've seen a lot of resistance to change at times where, we're teachers, and sometimes that's hard for us. I think we see this tall mountain of what's expected of us, and it's like, how are we going to get there? Well, by providing us with this coach who is an on-site mentor, we now have that resource to check in with her and go, okay, okay, this is right. Okay, I'm going to take another step forward. Okay, I'm going to take another step forward. And that's been really helpful for us as a staff, and I've seen a real positive change in our staff and just the impact on the school as a whole. You'll notice our classroom environments are, everyone has this focal point of classroom-leveled library. The environment is much more conducive to authentic reading. We have some beanbags, comfortable chairs, lamps, and rugs. You're finding students more interested and exciting about reading. They're talking about reading, having real life conversations about books, and they're choosing to read when they have free time, which is really powerful to watch. We're not telling them to read, they're choosing to read. Students eagerly go to the library now with a purpose. They know about authors. They can't wait to read more about their favorite character. One little sidebar story is that I had that teacher moment where I thought, ooh, didn't see that coming, but internally I was really celebrating. I had my students, my first graders go, and they love Mo Willems, and they know he starts with a W, and so when the librarian excused them to go find books, they all jumped over each other trying to find the W's, and I was mortified. At the same time, I was celebrating that my kids are so thoroughly excited about this author and about getting those books. So it was an internal victory, but we had to talk about safety. Our teacher doors, this is my door here, we decided as teachers, in correlation with our coaching, and just kind of reminding us that we are a community of readers, us as adults are, and we wanted to show our children that we too are readers. And so we the teachers highlight their professional reads and their fictional reads. We read for fun too. We're not always studying, but we do a lot of that as well. And so we kind of promote that on our doors and give the kids a conversation that we too are readers and that we're building that community of reading with them. As a whole, teachers seem to know a lot more about their students. Mindy has really helped us confer with our students, really get to know our students and take those opportunities. And we feel that our students are increasing at a much more rapid rate. So we're very, very excited about this collaboration. This last is just a little quick celebration. My students are definitely benefiting. As I grow, like I said, as a result of working with Mindy, my students grow. And this little boy, Daniel, is a EL level 2 friend who could not read coming into first grade. And he has grown 4 reading levels in a very short period of time, and he's just super proud of himself. What we do in my classroom is just a quick celebration. We don't care what level you're on. We care that your level is improving. And we say when your level improves, that gives you more choice, more out there to read. And so this is just a little sample of a little celebration that we had with Daniel.
Boys and girls, somebody increase their reading level. Mr. Daniel, stand up. Boys and girls, he has increased it by 4 levels. So we're going to give him 4 oh yeahs. Are you ready? Here we go.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. All right, we are on public comments. Are there any members of the public who wish to address us on an item which is not on the agenda? Or on the agenda, seeing no one? Okay, discussion action items, board policy 6158. Independent study, first reading and or adopt. This is a policy which would expand our independent study to K-12, and it's a step towards our new online academy.
I move to adopt.
I'll second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Consent calendar. Do I have a motion for the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
All the way through?
Yes, all the way through.
Yes.
Okay.
Until people personnel.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We have, under pupil personnel, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 readmissions. Students 2013, 14, 23, 26, 36, and 37. All terms and conditions of readmission have been met. May I have a motion?
I move to collect those all together as one motion to approve readmission.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Student number 2014-15-12 approves stipulated expulsion with conditions from all schools and programs of the district, January 9th, 2015 through June 18th, 2015.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Student number 2014-15-13 approves stipulated expulsion with conditions from all schools and programs of the district, January 15th, 2015 to June 18th, 2015.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Student number 2014-15-14 approves stipulated expulsion with conditions from all schools and programs of the district, January 22nd, 2015 through June 18th, 2015.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Student number 2014-15-15 approves stipulated expulsion with conditions from all schools and programs of the district, January 30th, 2015 through June 18th, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're on to board member comments, and I just want to make one before I pass this around, and that is, we are so lucky to be living in California, having spent 3 days in New York City this week. I was never so happy as to land in Sacramento Thursday night. So, Tustin has been rated number 4 in the country of the list of places to raise a family on apartmentlist.com. I just have to talk about this because I was so excited about why it was picked. This is in the country. or California. The data was based on safety, 35% of the ratings, housing cost, 30%, school quality, 25%, and the number of children, 10%, to create a list of the top 5 cities in California. Sorry, I had a slight exaggeration there. But I'm sure we are fourth in the country anyway. Apartment List says, and this is just a great quote, "The weather in this Orange County city can't be beat, but it is safety and the quality of local schools that landed Tustin at number 35 on the website's national ranking. Thanks to those schools' strong athletic programs, the city can lay claim to being hometown for a number of sports figures, including Olympic runner Evelyn Furch, I guess, and football star Deshaun Foster, and ESP home Doug Gottlieb." But it's just such an affirmation of how powerful it is to have good schools and how strong a community it makes. So with that, I will pass it on to my other board members.
Okay, I'll take the next comment. And all my 3 kids went to Arroyo Elementary, so I've gotten to know Shauna Whiteside personally over the years. She's a tremendous woman, and she has been nominated this year by Tustin Unified for the 2015 Orange County, California Classified School Employee of the Year program. She's the executive secretary in the front office at Arroyo. And the goal of this program for recognition is to recognize professional efforts of exemplary classified school district employees, of which Shauna Whiteside exemplifies that 100%. She was named Tustin Unified School District 2014 Classified School Employee of the Year last spring and is representing the district in the county program. And for the county award winners, we announced in April. And I'll just move on to the next comment. Tustin Unified is holding its 2015 Teachers of the Year program. The annual awards program recognizes outstanding Tustin Unified School District teachers who have displayed extraordinary teaching, creativity, and excellence at their school and in their community. Each school will select a Teacher of the Year and submit the application to the District Communications Office. The nominees will be considered as candidates for the TUSD Teachers of the Year program, which is a prelude to the Orange County, California Teacher of the Year program of 2015-16. The TUSD Teachers of the Year Selection Committee will interview each nominee, 2 Tustin Unified Teachers of the Year elementary, and which is K-5, and secondary, which is 6th to 12th grade, will be announced in March and then go on to the county program. The Tustin Public Schools Foundation every year, and this year will honor the Teachers of the Year at its 21st annual Teachers of the Year dinner at 5 p.m. Friday, May 15th at the Irvine Marriott Hotel.
Anyone wish to go next?
Yeah, I'll jump ahead to March, even though we just started February. The first week of March is going to be very busy. Monday, March 2nd, and that whole week is usually in honor of late Dr. Seuss. It's considered his birthday. And so usually members of the community, parents, district staff, board members, etc., go out to the schools, go into classrooms, and read their favorite books to the students, or read the students' favorite books. And I know that's something that I believe all of us usually do every year. I know I'm already booked for Heidemann and for Beswick. And I would encourage anybody who in the community who's interested in doing that to contact the school in their area and talk to the principal about coming in and reading. Also that week is the Tustin Santa Ana Rotary Club conducts its annual Arbor Day program, and that's done for 3rd grade students in the district. As a Rotary member, I've did this last year. We go out to the schools and present to the 3rd graders. Number one, we provide each of them with I guess you could say a tree in a small tree, a couple inches tall, and we talk to them about how Arbor Day started, about how to plant the tree, how to take care of the tree, any other questions they have about trees and Arbor Day itself. Our daughter, we have a tree that started as one of these little trees in a pot, and it grew to over 8 feet tall. Unfortunately, we had to have it removed because it was lifting the fence up out of the ground. So that's it. first week of March for both those.
Okay, I'll continue with March. On Tuesday, March 17th is TUSD's Principal for a Day program. The program is in its 26th year, and local executives and community leaders take on the role of principals in our schools. All elementary, middle, and high schools participate in the program, and we come back together, usually in this room, and they talk about what they experienced as or being principal of the day. And it's just fascinating to see the light bulbs come on. They have no idea how much education has changed and what our principals do out there site-wide on a day in, day out basis. So that's really exciting to hear them talk about their experiences. And it gets more people in our community connected with our schools, which is always a great thing. And lastly, the 40th annual Friends of Tustin Schools Community Recognition Dinner will be held Wednesday, March 18th at 6 p.m. Temple Shur Malat. I'm not, okay, kind of strung out there, but we got it all out there. Sponsored by the Tustin Schools Management Association and PTA-PTO Coordinating Council. Our theme this year is TUSD Superheroes in Action. District administrators thank volunteers, community members, and business leaders for supporting our schools. Tustin Schools Management Association presents Community Service Award to an individual or group.
Lynn?
On Saturday, January 24th, I had the opportunity to attend what's known as NAM, the National Association of Music Merchants Convention in Anaheim. And every year they have, for the last several years, they've had what they call Music Education Days attached to their event. And it's gotten better and better each year. And I'll tell you in a few minutes some of the things that happened. But one interesting thing, every time I go, I see more and more technology tools that are focused on helping students learn music in different ways, learn how to play different instruments, learn how to, they'll have music that will, or they'll have systems that will play all the other parts while you play your part, whether it's violin or clarinet. That'll give you feedback. Systems that if you play the saxophone, it'll tell you which notes you missed. Right, that support students and teachers in composing music by giving them quick feedback on what did that sound like and how could they expand it, and they can change on the fly the keys and everything else. It's just amazing the number of tools and the extent. And there were very knowledgeable educators there who talked about things that they had used in the classroom, things that they had found useful, as well as things that they thought were maybe too costly or whatever. And the other thing that's fun is you get to hear lots of young musicians play. And these and think about who sponsors, why are they there? They're there. There was a young man there who was there playing fusion jazz. And he played on his drum set and had two other people play one guitar and one keyboard. And he was there because the people who make and sell the drum set, right, wanted to show off how good this kid was with their drum set. And you really see these amazing talents, and he's homeschooled, which caused me to think and link back to what we talked about earlier about the Connection Academy, that the opportunity that we would have to enable young people who had a specific talent to focus a lot of time on that talent and yet not sacrifice learning the basic academic skills that they'll need later in their life at university and in business. And very exemplary of that, if you got up early Saturday morning, your reward was you got to hear an live interview with Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple Computer. And I was there, and he too is an exemplary of that because his talent was different, right? But he talked about how he had always played with gadgets, putting things together, taking them apart, making them work, making them not work, and how that process was essential to him becoming who he became. And again, that's the kind of thing that I think we're going to be able to help enable. The second topic I want to talk about is a speaker that the League of Women Voters is bringing to our community on April 15th. It's a professor from USC, Dowell Myers. is perhaps the preeminent demographer, studier of population trends in Southern California. And Dr. Myers will be speaking on April 15th at lunch to the League of Women Voters, and then rushing back for some other meeting at USC. But what's important for us is his message. And his message is that California and the companies that are here cannot count on immigration of whatever type, whether it's highly educated people from Asia or from other states of the United States, or whether it's low-wage people coming from other countries, because those as sources of labor in California are drying up. And the people who we will have to operate our next generation of businesses will be the people who we educate here in California, who will stay here in California for the most part, and be the people who lead our businesses and innovate, and how it's more important than ever that we make that investment in the high quality education and in doing what we were just talking about, in enabling each student to find their strength, to find the thing that makes them unique and special, that's their contribution to society, and enabling them to develop that as part of their education. And so I'd welcome anybody who likes to join. The League has a Facebook page. You can find them and send in a note, or just send me a note that you'd like to come. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation about the future of California and the future of Orange County in particular, based on the demographic trends, which, one of the things he says, the economists in the building next door says they can't predict what's going to happen next quarter. I can tell you what's going to happen 10, 20 years from now based on who's already here and how old they are and some of the characteristics about them. So I think there's a lot we can learn. That's it.
And when is that lunch and where?
April 15th, tax day, April 15th, and it's at the China Palace here in Tustin.
And can people just go, or do they?
Do please send us a reservation and get in contact with me, and I'll put your name on the reservation list. Thank you.
Great.
I think we skipped over a very important item, which was the Tustin School Management Association hosting its Every Student Succeeding Breakfast. This is a really touching event because we will be recognizing TISMA, which is the Management Association. We'll be recognizing 28 students, one from each elementary, middle, and high school in Tustin Unified, for their outstanding achievements while overcoming challenges. The challenges can be social, emotional, physical, or financial. And we thank ACSA, which is the Association of California School Administrators, for recognizing students who achieve in the face of adversity. And that breakfast will be held for Tustin at 7:30 a.m. Wednesday, February 18th in the Tustin High School Sports Pavilion. And before we close, I just want to thank the voters of Tustin for passing our bonds when we did, because the governor seems to be bent on changing the program, and the millions of dollars that our staff and our district were able to get through the state may no longer be available, and we were really the beneficiaries of the willingness of our community to pass bonds. So we are going to adjourn in the memory of retired Director of Personnel Services Jody Black and retired high school counseling technician Nettie Courtney. May I have a motion?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.